Hello there, it's your Star Wars dad, and I just got done watching Boba Fett episode 4, and after episode 3 I was a little wary of the Power Rangers and everybody else, but hey, I came away impressed. I really liked the episode. There are parts of it that are a little awkward, and I feel like the season has some I don't know, there's some of it is not quite flowing together like other shows do. I don't know if it's a chemistry thing or what. I don't know if it's Fennec posing like the Black Widow every time she fight. Like she literally had a she's sitting there in a pose and she kills him and she gets down to black. I don't know. I don't know if that stuff doesn't really do much for me. It doesn't that doesn't feel like Star Wars like posing, and I think there's a lot of that kind of stuff going on. But my first and number one reaction is, for the love of God, it's called the Slave One. I guess we've come full circle. We are officially never going to call Boba Fett's ship the Slave One ever again in Star Wars. He called it my fire spray spaceship. I mean, come on. I guess it's kind of like saying I got to go pick up my Chevy or whatever, but it's the Slave One. If she knows who Boba Fett is, she knows what the Slave One is. So I'm going to be calling it Slave One forever. I'm not letting off. I don't care what they call it in the show. He did. He called it the fire spray. But let's go ahead. Here's my here's my reaction to when he flies on the slave one and just massacres the biker gang. So let me take a look at this for a second. Oh, so he's gonna wipe him out with the slave one. Please, just get up there and just blow him away. Yes, yes. Okay, that's awesome. That's awesome. That's so cool. Uh, that's awesome. I did love that part. That part was amazing. So I've got some notes here. I like the bantha a lot. The bantha's really cool. Riding it, the tongue and the mouth looked a little bit animatronic, but I get it. That's fine with me. It didn't really. I really enjoyed that part, and I'm okay with Boba actually being friendly to animals. Like he likes animals. He was good with the bantha. There was something else. Now it escapes me, but he does seem to have some kind of affinity for animals, and I could see that being a thing. I mean, the episode is about him kind of learning from the Tusken how to be part of a tribe and how you need a tribe, and now he wants to start his own, and that's an important thing, and we can really understand the full circle. It appears the back to tank flashbacks are done with, so we're done. We're gonna have 3 more episodes, no back to tank because he's fully healed. The droid told him, "You're fully healed, Boba Fett." So we're good with that. No Pikes, they were gone. I'm looking at my notes here. Jabba's palace, man, that was awesome when he went to visit. I love the map that when her little mapping droid went in, and I love the virtual map that they look through and see all the bodies in there. That was really cool. The the whole invading it when they were fighting the droids. I liked the fact that the droid was in there from Return of the Jedi, the one who's I have use for you on the Master's sail barge. I like the fact that he was in the episode. I thought that was really cool. I don't know that whole scene. Tamora Morrison doesn't seem very comfortable fighting fake things. like I, he see it's pretty apparent that yeah, he's not super comfortable swinging a gaffy stick at nothing or at dummies, and so I that whole scene was fine, and it was meant to be cute with the little droid. It was okay. It was okay. Um, Again, when they get in there and they get the fire spray, I just said it when they get the slave one. She really does a lot of posing. I didn't like that. I just said, "Oh, by the way, go back." So she's a cyborg now. I'm down with that. I mean, that's a pretty common theme in Star Wars. Now, granted, we got to go see these kids who are. By the way, what's with all these kids? They spend all their money on new cybernetic parts, but when they get charged too much for water, it's a bad. I mean, come on. I mean, you're blowing your money on fake bodies. I don't know. It's kind of a statement on today's tattoo culture or something. I don't know. I don't know what's going on there. That whole cultural thing is really weird to me. Like Tatooine's always kind of been this dirty, dusky back world, and I think probably on just about any world in the Star Wars galaxy, you can probably find somebody who can give you cyborg parts. but to make it into this youthful, like vibrant, youthful movement, because they had another colorful speeder in this one. I'm just not really buying into that part of the series. But the fact that she's now a cyborg, I'm cool with that. That's kind of normal stuff in Star Wars. You know, Luke's got the hand, Vader's half a robot, Grievous. We got more out there. I can't think of, but you know, that's not an uncommon thing. So I'm cool with that part of it. Um, I thought he was kind of dumb when he went to see this Sarlacc. I don't get that. Like the so he goes to retrieve his armor because he thinks it's in the Sarlacc pit. We all know that the Jawas have it. Um, but he's peering in there and turning the light. By the way, he said, "I can't see a thing," and then he turned the light on. Well, why did you turn the light on? You knew it was going to get dark. That was weird. That was just a weird thing. Like it seemed forced to me. Her trying to push the button and then finally letting go of the seatbelt. It seemed forced to me. And did he not think the Sarlacc was going to come out and attack him? That was just weird. Like he had no plans for when the Sarlacc emerged, which you had to know was going to emerge. By the way, I've never been really a super fan of that. I don't like that. I kind of like the old idea of the Sarlacc pit where you just fall into it and it digest like it's a passive Sarlacc pit with still had tentacles that grabbed you, but the so the mouth. If you've ever seen the movie Little Shop of Horrors, the mouth is exactly like the plant in there, Seymour. So I don't like that whole mouth on the Sarlacc thing. But since it was remade, I mean, Boba Fett had to have expected that, and it was really weird that he had no expectation of the Sarlacc like doing anything when he showed up and started looking around. So that was just that whole thing was odd to me. And I don't know also how, well, I guess he went in and explored it eventually. So yeah, that was okay. I don't know, that whole thing, it was fine that it was blown up with the seismic charge. I love the seismic charge. It was odd how she pushed the button and then it came out and then I guess Boba had to know that it would have fallen down and into the Sarlacc pit and he'd be okay because seemed like there was a pretty 50-50 chance of that seismic charge staying right where it was and blowing the slave one in half. So that I don't know, that whole thing was just odd to me. Like she's pushing buttons that she doesn't. Yeah, that was strange. I love the slave one. Oh, by the way, okay, so when we get to Black Chrysanthemum in the bar, so first of all we get to see Wookiees versus Trandoshans, which is cool. They hate each other, right? But when she's given that speech, when she's given that, here, I'm just going to show you. Here's my reaction to that. Tear his arms off. No, tear his arms off. No, do it. If he doesn't do it, this is dumb. If he doesn't tear his arms off, this is dumb. No, this big stupid speech. If she doesn't tear his arms off, this is dumb. Don't put him down. Thank you. uh, he's Han Solo. Sorry about the mess. That's hilarious. So that had a good ending, right? He tore his arm off. I mean, Wookiees are known to tear people's arms out of their sockets, so I'm totally good with that. If he had not done that, like if we had Disneyfied that whole thing and like he let the guy go, then the whole thing just falls apart for me. So I'm glad that Black Chrysanthemum tore that guy's arm off. I'm looking through here at the rest of it. I do like the journey he's been on. You know, he learned that a tribe is important. You can only get so far without a tribe. Um, yeah, so I'm good with all that. Let me. There's some things in here that just aren't quite working, but it's definitely like 1,000 times better than episode three. Episode three, I don't remember an episode of The Mandalorian where I got done with it and I just went, oh my God, that was horrible. But episode three was horrible. That's gonna go down. That's like we're talking like Attack of the Clones, Rise of Skywalker bad in episode three. Maybe just Rise of Skywalker bad. But episode four recovers, does a good job. I really like the other animal he liked was the Rancor because the Rancor makes an appearance. Of course, it's got impeccable timing, but that's fine. That's Star Wars. I'm fine. I was good with that. Um, So yeah, so he loves the Rancor, he loves the Bantha. He really has kind of a soft spot for animals, which I really have no issue with that. There are plenty of people that are hard and don't like other people, but they have soft spots for it. So that's a common thing and normal out there. So anyway, guys, that's it. I enjoyed the episode. There were some holes in it, and there's still an awkwardness to the relationship between Boba and Fennec that's not quite doesn't quite click for me. Like there's just not there's chemistry, but there's just some weird things, and I don't like all the posing she does when she fights. But other than that, Black Chrysanthemum and the Slave One, a lot of the stuff in the episode was a lot of fun, and certainly much better than episode 3. So that's it. Have a great day, and always remember, Nooch too good.